Ukraine's incursion into the Kursk region of Russia took Moscow by surprise and has so far been a tactical success. They've captured large numbers of Russian troops, a good bargaining chip down the line to get Ukrainian prisoners back, and they provided a big morale boost to the Ukrainian army and the wider population. So how did they launch this without the Russians realising what was coming, and what kit have they used to fan out so fast and seize these settlements? So if you roll back to last summer and Ukraine's ill-fated counteroffensive, there's Kyiv struggled to hide what it was up to. Russian drones could see Ukrainian tanks and Bradleys, and they were ready for them. The Ukrainians were inexperienced at combined arms warfare, they had less drone cover, and they paid the price. They lost a lot of kit and a lot of men. This time they've not made that mistake, and they've managed to throw a cloak over this operation. Ben Wallace, the former UK Defence Secretary, told the BBC he understands the Ukrainians exploited a weakness in the Russians' electronic warfare coverage along this section of the border. The Ukrainians are thought to have used these interceptor FPVs to knock Russian reconnaissance drones out of the sky at the beginning of this operation, robbing Russian commanders of oversight and stopping them from hitting the Ukrainians with artillery. Then they moved short-range jammers closer to the border. Russian bloggers said the Ukrainians found the frequencies the Russians were using for their radios and their drones and effectively switched them off. The other key factor that has been present in this operation is the speed of this incursion. Ukrainians have also used a variety of fast vehicles to push out into Russian territory. We've seen lots of American Humvees, at least one Ukrainian-made BTR-4E armoured personnel carrier, plus what looks like Turkish Cobra II armoured vehicles. There's also been sightings of at least one German Marder infantry fighting vehicle, and there's a lot being made online about the fact this is a German military vehicle on Russian soil for the first time since Operation Barbarossa in the Second World War. What we haven't seen are any British or US tanks, Challenger 2s or Abrams, trundling across Russian territory, and that might be a deliberate decision because of the political sensitivities. Instead, there's been claimed sightings of these Polish PT-91 tanks, an upgrade of the Russian T-72. Warsaw has given 30 of these to the Ukrainians, along with Leopard tanks and other bits of armour. Another interesting tactic the Ukrainians may well have used is dive bombing drones. This footage is said to show a fixed-wing UAV, clearly carrying a big warhead, clearing Russian trenches. These have much longer ranges than the quadcopter FPVs, and once they'd hit these trenches, they were then apparently occupied by Ukrainian troops, what are being called on social media Rangers, and then they'd repeat this process as they push through the Russian defences. Now, of course, along with speed and surprise, the Ukrainians also picked a very thinly defended bit of the border, and that played a big part. But as many are saying, how the Ukrainians executed this, their military creativity, is once again something that will be studied for a long time to come.
Thanks for watching. For more from Forces News, like and subscribe to our channel.